this would be my recommendation. This is the best investment I made last year. Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to walk through what is in my camera backpack. Now, this is going to be a bit different to other videos I've seen on YouTube because I'm really interested in this sort of stuff. I think it's fascinating seeing what other photographers, videographers, or content creators are using to create content. So if you are new here, I'm currently traveling around Australia and I create weekly adventure travel videos. So if that sounds like your sort of thing, hit that subscribe button. Currently traveling around Australia in that ute and slide-on camper. We've got some exciting updates coming, so stay tuned for that. In this video, I'm going to run through what is in my camera backpack. I'm going to show you the backpack itself, the cameras I use to create video, and also just share my kind of general, thoughts and views when it comes to purchasing camera equipment, because it's a little bit different to what I've seen out there. Keep watching until the end of the video, because I will say what camera I'm thinking of buying next, and also what piece of camera equipment I would suggest to any content creators who are starting out. Because I create outdoor adventure and hiking videos, what's really important to me is it lightweight? Is it easy to use? Is it simple? I don't want to be worrying about camera settings when I'm on a top of a mountain, or, for me, the adventure always comes first. Cameras is kind of second to capture it. So I'm also really into kind of less is more in a way, being minimalist with the equipment I select and being really kind of mindful on, do I need this? Do I not need this? So yeah, I hope you get some value from this video. I'm sure you will. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave a comment below. I love reading comments. So let's talk about the camera backpack. And this is something I've been exploring ideas on for years. I'm fascinated with the idea to be as comfortable as possible while carrying camera equipment, while staying lightweight, while making it really simple. And I tried a couple of camera backpacks. I tried the 100, that was a while ago now. That was like with the first version. I think it's changed now, so it might be more comfortable, but I did not find it comfortable. And when you're hiking 10, 20 kilometers, you really want to be comfortable, what I do anyway. So what I've settled on is kind of like a hybrid between a hiking backpack and a everyday laptop backpack. I actually picked this up in New Zealand. Let's take a look at my backpack. It's a MacPack is the brand. I actually picked this up in New Zealand. It has a little picture of New Zealand on the side there, which is really cool. And it's pretty good. The reason I got this as well is in the back panel, I'll show you in a sec, it has a laptop sleeve. And that's kind of why I got it, because I needed a laptop bag. It's a whole different discussion, but like a laptop and camera bag, and then some sort of clothes bag when I'm traveling internationally. On the outside, it has a water bottle pocket. Over here is where I keep my tripod. It's super basic. It's called Amazon Basics. I think I got that probably like 8 years ago, and it's still going strong. Not the best tripod in the world, but it's good to get you started. And this is my DJI Action kind of selfie pole, which is yeah, it extends quite far actually, which is pretty good. So inside here, you can see the laptop sleeve at the back there, padded laptop sleeve, which is really cool. And the first camera I'm going to talk about is this one. I'm actually filming on this camera at the minute. I had to move my mic off the backpack. If you noticed, it was on my backpack earlier. These are brilliant. I'll get to those in a second. This is the DJI Action 4. I really, really like this camera. So much so, my partner Rach actually bought the same one. This is hers, because I'm filming on my Action 4 at the minute. I used to have a GoPro, had it for years. I upgraded to the 10, but it just wasn't reliable enough for what I was doing, because we traveled around New Zealand, Europe, and it kept freezing when I had filmed for more than a few minutes, and that's really frustrating because I couldn't turn it on. You have to pull the battery out and put it back in. Anyway, not a massive GoPro fan anymore. I still think the quality is, I don't know, it's arguably better. It depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for lots of saturation, GoPro is unbelievable out of the box. But the DJI in low light, at the minute, we're in a shaded forest, as you can tell. This is in the Grampians National Park in Victoria. For those who don't know where that is, it's kind of on the south coastline of Australia, near the Great Ocean Road-ish. About 2 hours. Anyway, yeah, this is brilliant. So no real complaints about this. The only thing I can remotely find inconvenient is to take the battery door off to attach the wireless microphones, which is what you see here. It needs a receiver, so let me switch to my iPhone. So as you can see here, I need to take the battery door off to access the USB-C port to plug in this receiver. Works pretty much most of the time, I'd say 90% of the time, but sometimes not plugged in properly, it's just a little bit annoying. However, DJI, they have just released the DJI Mic 2, and that, from watching YouTube videos, that allows Bluetooth connection, so you don't need this receiver, and I think I might upgrade to that one. They also sell them as individual mics, which is really awesome, so you don't need the whole kit. I have the whole kit, I'll show you later on in my backpack. That is a great thing, not to have this receiver. And that's pretty much like the only real kind of negative thing I could think about the DJI. Apart from that, it's amazing. I got the Adventure Combo Kit, so you get 3 batteries. The battery life on the DJI is amazing. It really outperforms the GoPro from my experience. But having the 3 batteries in this really awesome case, which actually reverse charges as well. So I charged my drone from the battery case the other day, and that was really, really nice. It's just really handy because I don't always have a battery bank with me. That's probably something I would recommend in your camera bag to have, but yeah, it's something which I don't always have. But if you do have the little battery bank, yeah, it works as a regular power bank. So yeah, amazing really. And then it comes with a pole as well, which I showed you earlier, and that pole goes out quite far. Now this is the pole, goes down really small, and it goes out really far, so it goes out further actually. Yeah, pretty long. Yeah, it's awesome. Another thing I really like about the DJI is the magnetic mount system, which GoPro doesn't have. This is such a game changer, especially if you're creating content with multiple different mounts. You know, it can go from the car to this one. My favorite mount for the Action 4 is this one, the one it's on, switching to iPhone. So this is the mount I have. Yeah, it's not the best for balancing like this, but it's a clip. So you can clip that onto, yeah, a lot of different places. I clip it onto my backpack straps. This is what I do for when hiking and putting the adventure first, not worrying about your camera. I put that on like that. The reason why I like the clip so much is mainly for the backpack, and you could strap it to the back of your hat if you had your hat on back to front, and it could be like a POV head cam. It's not the best as a tripod. I would say this mini Ulanzi, Rach actually bought the same one. I should have really had some affiliate links when I gave the ideas to Rach, but there you go. Yeah, this is brilliant. It's like I think GoPro do one called a shorty mount. GoPro do a very similar one. You can pull that out, it extends. It's also a really good tripod, especially for an action cam or your phone. The cool thing I like about DJI, as I mentioned earlier, you can take off the camera like that, it's just a magnetic. It can clip onto that one and it clicks into place, and that's not going anywhere. So yeah, really clever design. And yeah, I think GoPro has quite a bit to catch up on with DJI. That is my first camera I wanted to talk about, because if you're doing vlogging or any kind of walking shots, this is brilliant. Like I can see myself in the front-facing LCD screen. The stabilization's amazing on both the GoPro and the DJI. I've watched comparison videos. They're both incredible at stabilization. Just I've never had an issue, luckily I'm next to a tree, touch wood, with the DJI freezing or running out of battery, any of that kind of stuff. So to me, it's a very, very, very good vlogging camera for someone who doesn't want to play around with the settings, wants good stable footage, and it has, to me personally, more of a cinematic look than the GoPro. I'm filming in the recommended 24 frames, 4K. I think it looks really good, but let me know. Do you think it looks really good? Hopefully. Yeah, I love it. Great hiking, adventure, travel camera. The only annoying thing, as I said, I've lost the door, so I need to buy another door for it. I also, how did I do it? I was on a hike in the Blue Mountains. I did something, I was balancing it. It fell onto the ground and cracked the lens. I needed to get a new lens. They're really easy to screw on and off. So yeah, I went to a DJI store. They were super nice. I need to do the same to get the door. Let's move on to the next camera. Let's go somewhere else. So we walked over to a different part of the forest. This is actually the campsite we're staying at. How incredible is this? But earlier on, there were 4 emus just here, like 1, 2, 3, 4. And they were making this kind of noise, which honestly reminded me of like Jurassic Park or something, or Jumanji. It was this sort of deep noise, which scared me and Rach a bit, so we went back into the camper. Anyway, I digress. That is one of the cameras I used. I'll get onto that camera. The next camera we're going to talk about is the one majority of people have in their pocket. It's a smartphone. I have the iPhone. It seems like people are either Apple or Android. I chose an Apple. I used to be Android, but in the past few years I've been Apple, for the past quite a few years actually. This is the iPhone 13 Pro. Nowadays that's an older iPhone, I think. But this iPhone, it's incredible how good, especially the video is on an iPhone. Photos, like any smartphone, it will start to, there'll be a point where you'll want a better camera, and that's just, look how small the sensor is on those. But having the iPhone and the ability to shoot ultra wide for vlogging, or the standard lens, which is probably one of my favorites for stabilization, it's just brilliant. And filming cinematic mode, I love that. And then the zoom, I love the 3x lens. It just produces such good quality on the 3x lens. I love it. And yeah, with every great, vlogging camera, the DJI doesn't have a great zoom. I think it has a small digital zoom. And yeah, for that kind of B-roll stuff in a car, or when you're hiking and you see some awesome nature or landscapes, you're gonna want something which isn't just an ultra wide lens. So the DJI paired with the iPhone is a really nice combination actually. Yeah, I really like it. I find it sometimes a bit frustrating editing between two cameras. I need to get a better system in place where the software will automatically do it for me. I know I can do it, well, I hope I can do it. Let me figure that out. I'll do a whole, post-production video, I think. But yeah, anyway, you definitely need, well, in my opinion, the mix between the DJI and the iPhone, that's kind of all you need to go out and create a really great adventure film. Like if you really think about it, the amount of money and time people spend on cameras to get that extra bit of quality, there is definitely a point of diminishing returns. So once you spend a certain amount, the quality per pixel, or however you want to look at it, to me, it doesn't really make sense. I think the combination of these two, especially for like adventure, travel, filmmaking, you can't really go wrong if you've got an action camera and an iPhone. And the majority of people have those already, especially the mobile. Yeah, having the ability to switch between the three lenses is incredible, and it's so easy to use. I use everything in auto mode. I don't really want to spend time changing my exposure unless I have to. When I'm out and about, I don't really know how to. I am learning, but yeah, the auto stuff just kind of works really well. The only thing I'd say, and I have done a couple of videos, I did a hiking video on how to hike Skyfield Pike, I'll link that here, in England, and also how to hike Mount Snowdon. They'll both be at the top of the video. They were all shot just on this, because I actually forgot my GoPro. I think I forgot the batteries or something. This was before the DJI. So I do love just filming with an iPhone. The big thing which holds me back is not having the front-facing screen. I really enjoy, framing my shot and making sure I'm still in it and you can see me. Yeah, that's something which I would love on an iPhone. Like maybe like a MagSafe, like selfie kind of screen. That'd be really cool. So you can kind of see what you're doing. In the future, I'm going to try just doing iPhone only for a video, see what happens. Make sure you subscribe not to miss it. And yeah, you can't go wrong with an iPhone, I don't think. I have used my Apple Watch actually, because it can sync to your iPhone so you can see what you're filming. But again, it's effort to set it up, but I might do it. I got the Apple Watch Series 3, it's so old and slow. Maybe I need to get an Apple Watch. Let's change scene. Let's find a new place to set up the camera, and we'll talk about the third camera I have in this backpack. So I think I'm going to go back to the camper for this bit of the video. It's our camper, by the way. You'll see this in lots of videos. If you haven't watched them already, all our travels around Australia, go back and watch them after this video. So, right, back to the camera bag. So I was just saying how good the iPhone was, but there are times where the iPhone just isn't quite enough. You need that little bit better quality, you need that extra reach on the zoom. I know the new iPhone's out now, which I probably potentially might get, but it does come down to, if you do have a proper quote-unquote camera, which isn't your phone or an action camera, the quality is quite incredible if you choose wisely with your camera. I've had a bit of a interesting run with cameras. I did try out the Sony A7C, but that's a full frame camera. For those who don't know, a full frame has a bigger sensor, hence the name full frame, whereas other cameras have smaller sensors and they're cheaper. I really found the A7C to be a great camera, but the cost of lenses was just pretty expensive. For someone who doesn't do it professionally in the sense of going to you know, shooting weddings or any corporate work. I make YouTube videos, but like following my passions. To invest that sort of money in a lens, like thousands and thousands of dollars, it's a lot. So I tried the Sony a7C, didn't quite work out. Tried the Sony ZV-E10, brilliant camera, but didn't have a viewfinder, so that was kind of hard to line up a shot when it was really sunny out. Anyway, I've ended up with the Sony a6700, which is an absolutely brilliant camera. It's APS-C, so slightly smaller sensor, but the lenses and the lens choice is incredible with Sony. So let me show you. So going back into the backpack, I did say I do things slightly differently. So in here, this is Rach's camera. So in here I have two, I guess, slings slash camera bags. So this first one actually contains my drone. Give you a bit of an update on that in a second. But at the bottom of this bag, I have another sling. And this is the Peak Design sling. I think it's the 3-litre version. I really, really like this. I think it looks great as well. And it's super comfortable. The reason I like this sling so much as well is sometimes I don't want to take my whole backpack and I just want my camera. Earlier on when the emus came, that's such a random sentence, but earlier on when the emus came to camp, they didn't come to stay here, they just came into the campsite. Yeah, I was like, oh, I need my camera. Yes, I came back and grabbed my sling, and it's a great place to put the microphone until you want to kind of sling that round to grab your camera. It moves the mic. I'm not sure how that will sound, but there you go. And then you can just grab your camera and off you go. Okay, so I just moved my mic over there because it's kind of annoying swinging this around. But yeah, this is the Sony a6700. You can take it out of the sling super easy. So it's like that, you just grab it with one hand and then you can take photos of emus. I found this has worked the best for me, especially when you're hiking and you want to fly a drone. You don't want to take your backpack off, get the drone out. I like to have this sling around like this because I can see the drone, I can launch it, I can land it, and I can carry on hiking without having to stop too long. So I'm really enjoying the sling. Peak Design makes some incredible equipment. I'll link this below. Let's talk about the camera. So the Sony a6700, it's the perfect camera for me right now. It's quite cost effective for what you get in return. Like the video is incredible, photos are incredible. In my opinion, it's a true hybrid camera. So you got this button here where you can switch between photos and videos. Yeah, it's really nice and really nice in the hand. Has a bit of a thicker grip than the Sony ZV-E10 as well. And on here I have the 18-105 f4. It's a constant aperture, and if you're new to cameras like I am, like these sort of cameras, it makes it a lot easier because when you zoom in, the aperture doesn't change, so it's, yeah, auto mode works great. But I am trying to learn the exposure triangle, but honestly, Sony makes such good intelligent features on their cameras. Their camera does all the work for you, so brilliant. And I kind of got this really because I wanted to level up my photography especially. I still think the iPhone, in terms of ease of use, stabilization, you know, the range of lenses, how light it is, it's waterproof. It really is the ultimate adventure camera, especially paired with an action camera. But if I'm taking a photo of a koala, I really want the best quality possible and the ability to change lenses. So the only thing I'd say with the Sony is I want a little bit more reach than the 105. So let me know if you have any recommendations on lenses. I think like a 400 or something like that would be really good. So yeah, some sort of telephoto lens recommendation for Sony would be amazing. Leave me a comment. That's the Sony done. And these two kind of slings or camera bags, they fit in the backpack really well. The camera in this one, as I mentioned earlier, was my drone. And that's probably the key word, was. I actually lost my drone on Kangaroo Island. It's an interesting story. Go back and watch that video after this one if you're interested to see how I lost the drone. But yeah, in here, I've got this bag from JB Hi-Fi, which is a retail store in Australia. Really like JB Hi-Fi. Actually, yeah, I got my camera from there as well, my Sony. In this bag, I'd keep my drone, and it does come with a shoulder strap as well. I've taken that off. Yeah, that's the controller. As you can see, I still have a spare battery and stuff and ND filters. But the DJI Mini 3 Pro, I'm probably going to buy the same drone again, to be honest. It's just incredible. So you get amazing picture quality, really easy to use. The auto settings work great. That's also important. And it's lightweight. In terms of a camera fitting into my particular style of adventure travel videos, the DJI Mini 3 Pro is amazing. I know the 4 Pro is out now. I can't quite see why I would upgrade to that. It seems to be quite a bit more expensive and for not much more in return. Going back to the principles of getting the most from your equipment while, I guess, investing little time and money and resources into it, I think it's just, yeah, it's the perfect travel drone for me anyway. I'll link it below in case you're interested. Yeah, there are obviously smaller drone. There's one which is just, I think it's called the Hover X or something. I'll put a name up of the drone I'm thinking of. I can't remember the name, but it has lots of intelligent features and it's even lighter, but it doesn't have like the tracking and the 4K video quality the Mini 3 Pro has. So probably get the same drone again. Stay tuned. Okay, so we are coming towards the end of the video now. And I did say at the start that I would give my recommendation on either the camera or piece of equipment, which I'd recommend any content creator really. If you're starting out, even filming videos at home, or you're looking to move to become a full-time YouTuber like myself, or if you're, doing the real professional work, then you'll probably already have this. But yeah, my recommendation would be wireless microphones, specifically the DJI microphone. This is the best investment I made last year, and the drone actually, this and the drone, but the drone's for very specific use cases, and if you need a drone, you'd probably know if you need a drone, but mics are pretty much if you're doing any talking to camera and you're walking away and you're walking over here and you're doing something over here and go, oh, look at that over there. Especially with the type of videos I do, which are very much focused on the outdoors. Wind it can be an enemy sometimes, especially when we're making hiking videos. You're normally hiking up somewhere high, like up a mountain or something. And even now there's a fair bit of wind coming through, but I can trust these mics to cut out the wind noise, especially with this dead cat or wind muff, whatever you want to call it, on the top of the microphone. Brilliant. Comes with this nice little bag here with some cables, I think one cable and two of these microphone wind muffs, the instructions, and this box here. So this box carries the second one of these. It carries another microphone, and it also, the receiver is stored in there, and adapter for iPhone. That's for the lightning from the older iPhones. Now they're all USB-C, so you can just use one. But as I mentioned earlier, the DJI Mic 2 has just come out. I can't recommend it because I haven't used it, but I can absolutely recommend this microphone. I'll link them both below if you want to check them out and read the reviews on Amazon and purchase them yourselves to try out. But I'm probably going to move to the DJI Mic 2 purely for the Bluetooth, because taking the door off and losing it, that's quite big, because I can't then jump in the ocean and swim with dolphins. I'm kind of saying that because I hope it happens. It's a slight inconvenience, but yeah, I really don't take the door off and lose it. I know that's on me, but yeah, I think it'd be worth. I might just get the singular Bluetooth one and then still have this as my secondary set of microphones if me and Rach are doing a video together, or if I'm interviewing someone. These are brilliant. This would be my recommendation if you're at any stage in your content creator journey. I wish I had purchased these earlier. I feel like they are a really good investment and cancelling out the noise. And if you're walking around and doing any kind of video, I just feel like when you do watch a video, even if it's a home video, listening to good audio, for me, I find it's really engaging. So yeah, hopefully you can take that away from this video. The thing I did love about the GoPro was the media mod, because that had a microphone built in, and yeah, you could get really good audio without having to worry about the receiver. But now they have Bluetooth on the DJI mic. That really is a game changer for me. The camera I'm gonna buy next, you might have guessed it from this video, but it's gonna be a DJI Mini 3 Pro, potentially the Mini 4 Pro, depending on what one I can find on sale. If I can find a good deal, either on Facebook Marketplace, Gumtree, or in a store, then I'll probably get the 4, but honestly, I'm so happy with the Mini 3 Pro. I can see myself buying that drone again. I didn't buy the Fly More kit. I wish I did that, to have 3 batteries. So I might do that this time around. Because we're in Australia, this is a hiking camera backpack. This is what I take with me pretty much on every hike I go on. There are some additional things in here. I'll just mention these things because they're not camera related, but one thing I always have is a first aid kit, super important. This is really lightweight. I actually got this from MacPack, it's $30, but I'll link the other one I have from Amazon below as well. Snake bite kit, snake bite and venomous creatures kit. Yeah, snakes and spiders, we're in Australia. You've always got to be looking down for them and looking up for koalas. Yeah, so always kind of looking up and looking down, just yeah, looking everywhere really. Another thing I have acquired since living in Australia, actually recently me and Rach got these, are head mosquito nets. We actually got these off Amazon. They keep the flies away. We've been on a hike where the flies were so bad it kind of took away from the adventure because we were thinking of the flies just landing on our face all the time. That was frustrating. So these are super lightweight, pretty cheap, and they can really change the day. We actually haven't worn these yet. And the other thing is my Garmin InReach Mini 2. This is a GPS communication device. If my phone dies and Rachel's phone dies, especially if I'm solo hiking, like I did a hike from Palm Beach all the way down to Manly in Sydney, my phone died, I couldn't communicate with anyone, and yeah, I bought this following that hike. So this is brilliant. Haven't had to use it yet in an emergency, but yeah, if we do, it goes to the satellites and we can call an SOS. So yeah, alerts the emergency services, I believe. And expensive. I have to pay a monthly subscription, but we're traveling around Australia to some pretty remote places, and you do not have signal everywhere in Australia. Well, we haven't had signal. We are with Optus. Planning on getting Starlink. That's another video. Anyway, those 4 things I thought you might find interesting. And what I like about this bag is you have this front pocket here. That's where I keep all the kind of medical supplies I just showed you, the first aid kit and the snake bite kit. And then in this little pocket, that's where I keep my microphones, and I can keep my Garmin. I have a few phone mounts and stuff like that in that orange zippered pocket. And it has a key hook, which is really helpful for when you're out hiking. So yeah, it also has a front pocket here. Yeah, I can store a rain jacket in the front, and then you have that front pocket, and then you have the back pocket as well. So yeah, 2 massive side pockets as well. One for the tripod, one for my water bottle. Okay, so that wraps up the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, gave a different perspective. If anyone has a similar camera setup to me, let me know in the comments. Also, if you have any suggestions or questions, it's great for me to read the comments and respond, so yeah, I'd really appreciate it. If you are into adventure travel videos on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Filming this video has actually really helped me understand the type of creator I want to be. Just to kind of put a bit of a disclaimer, you do not need the Sony camera. You do not need the drone. The majority of people have a phone in their pocket, and it really is about the story you tell, and also the type of creator you want to become. I've listened to a lot of creators say, like, you can go down that cinematic path where you can buy a full frame camera, you can have a gimbal, you can get the best possible quality drone footage with a Mavic Pro. But if that doesn't line up with your values and the content you want to create, then you don't have to go down that path. I think it's really worth having a discovery phase where you decide on the content you want to create and then work backwards from there. So I started off with a phone, then bought a GoPro, then bought a drone, then bought a Sony camera. So you can work your way up there, but you can just stop at the phone. And that's really what I want to challenge myself to do, especially for like long hikes. I don't want to carry all this camera and drones and stuff. Like, can you just tell the story with a phone? I think the answer is yes, but subscribe to find out in those future videos. You just need to understand the content you want to create, the story you want to tell, and for me, how heavy and comfortable my backpack is. Is it going to take away from my enjoyment of the actual activity? Because it's so important to enjoy the moment, enjoy the adventure, and then, yeah, the content for me personally comes second. So that wraps up the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.